Oh, it's so good to be free.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Homestead Challenge. This is my homestead. So it doesn't really look like a homestead. I actually live in a rental house on a military base. There's kids running around. It's a very small home. We don't even own it. There's lots of funky things about this house, but I still think that I can homestead right here. Come on in. So because we don't live on a farm, our only animal is our German Shepherd. This is my entryway. So when you first walk in is our very awkward living room with lots of walls. Everything was originally beige, but so far our only home improvements we've made since it is a rental are to paint the walls white to brighten it up a bit. So as you can see, I don't even decorate in the farmhouse style. If you do, that's totally cool. I used to, and it's just not my vibes anymore, which is totally fine. So you don't even have to decorate in the farmhouse style to have a farmhouse per se or a homestead. I like things a little bit moodier, maybe a tad more modern. So if you find yourself living in a space perhaps kind of like mine that's not really quite a homestead, I actually have 6 things that you can do right now, today, to start your homestead no matter where you are. There's going to be a link in the description box below to my latest blog post. And while you're at it, if you could please like this video, that will let me know that you want to see more content about starting your homestead wherever you are. And make sure to subscribe while you're at it and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I have a new video. So this is the most fun room in the house. It's actually supposed to be a dining room, but for us, we didn't need the extra dining space. So it is our toddler's playroom. And the kitchen. So we are still slowly painting everything. So if you notice any of the weird lines here, everything's going to eventually be white. But since we have a toddler, we can only do a little bit at a time. So the kitchen is a place that you can start homesteading right away so easily. So to me, one of the biggest principles of homesteading is sustainability and health. Those are two things. Two of the biggest ways to start homesteading are to look at sustainability and health. And the greatest way to do that for homesteading is to cook everything that you can from scratch. Since I have a small space and I don't even really have a garden yet, I have to source some of my things locally. So I actually have a whole video all about that. I will link that in the description box below as well. But supporting your local farmers is a great thing that you can do if you can't raise your own livestock or perhaps even grow all the food that you need for your family. So everybody knows that you can't homestead without a sourdough starter. But seriously, so you have to have one. So that can be one of the simplest things you can do. You literally just need flour and water to get it started. And this can be the basis of cooking as many things as you can even imagine from scratch. This is my little happy corner of my kitchen. So this is where I have a lot of my dry ingredients, but I also often have a bunch of ferments here as well. Right now I actually only have sauerkraut going. But typically I'll at least have one, if not more, sauerkrauts going. Also different salsas are one of my other favorite things to make. And fermenting is another thing that you can do wherever you are to capture things when they're in season, and then you'll have them all throughout the winter when all those vegetables aren't in season. So that's pretty cool. All right, so also in my happy corner here are my compost bins. So these are where I collect my scraps, and then I just bring them to our larger compost barrel outside, which we'll see in a little bit. So composting at home, you can kind of do in any space. If you have a really small space, there's definitely other things that you can do. You can do worm composting. They have like tiny different containers, lots of different options. We actually just have a big barrel that you spin around. I'll show you that. and we're going to create compost for our soon-to-be garden. We have been composting now for about 6 months, and I think that some of it might be almost ready, but it does take a while to get it started, so start right now. And then people ask about this a lot. This is our Alexa Pure water filter. Basically, our tap water here is really hard. It's just not great to drink, so we filter all of our water that we drink through this Alexa Pure water filter. So it might not really have anything to do with homesteading, but we're still going to tour the rest of the house just for fun. This is our little dining area. We only have 2 chairs out right now because our toddler likes to push the chairs around the house, and it just makes for less of a chair mess and less opportunities for falling if we only keep enough chairs for everybody out at one time. So we're going to go through the hallway now. We're going to pass the bathroom. I probably won't show you much of that because it's not very exciting, but that's actually an area where you can do a lot from scratch. So whether it's cleaning supplies, bath bombs, I have a video on that, skincare products, any of it. You can be more sustainable, make things from scratch for a more sustainable and healthier life.
The baby's sleeping, so we'll bring you back there later.
So this is the largest bedroom in the house. This is our room. It's not my favorite room. I still need to decorate it a little bit differently, I think. So if you have any tips for me, definitely leave them in the comments below of how you think I should decorate this room. I think if we paint it white, that'll definitely help, but I'm just not loving it. Something's not right. So please leave me any hints or links to anything that you love, whether it's bedding, rug, anything, in the comments below. So Sleepyhead here just wanted to show you his room really quick. Can you show us your room? Yeah. Show us around. So this is the office. It's one of my favorite rooms in the house because it's one of the only rooms my entire life that I bought all the furniture from scratch. We actually did get the desk secondhand, and we just kind of pieced things together, but I really feel like this room is one of the only rooms that's truly, totally my style. So, this is our farmyard. We have a very, very small backyard, and when we moved in, it was actually just a pile of dirt completely. So we did try to plant some grass just because we do have that toddler, so we didn't want him constantly in the mud. It's not working so well, so we're going to cover up most of the grass with some garden beds here this spring. So also give the video a thumbs up if you want to see us building those garden beds and see what I'm going to be planting this spring. So as you can see, we don't actually have a farm, even though I might look like a farmer with my hat. So really excited to build these garden beds, but things that we have started doing to start our homestead here are we installed our rain barrel to collect all of the rain to water our many house plants and then our plants out here as well. So that will come definitely in handy when we have our vegetable garden here soon. We also have our compost out here like I was talking about earlier. So we have it, you want it in the hottest part of your yard, and it's super easy to do. You literally just throw your scraps in there and it makes compost. So I'm gonna link our compost bin. It's actually just from Amazon in the description box below. I actually have an entire blog post with a ton of items that are great gifts for beginner homesteaders.
this would be one of them. I think it was only like 80 bucks, which really to get started on your composting journey is not bad. So the point of this video, not only to show you my little slice of heaven here on a military base, is to show you really that you can homestead wherever you're at. There are little steps you can take. And like I said, I have 6 things that you can do right now on the blog post to start your homestead wherever you're at.
Oh, it's so good to be free. Your rules don't apply to me, no. I blow away all the pressure to measure up to what don't mean